welcome back to the ANA podcast. I'm Ashley, and today I'm joined with
Hunter
the girl, my friend from back home, my friend from college. That's how I introduce her. My friends always make fun of me for it because I'll be like, oh, Hunter the girl, my friend from back home, my roommate. Like, I give her pretty much every is it a superlative?
Yeah,
Superlative in the book. Today, we're going to be talking about kind of our faith walks up to this point, because we grew up in the same town and went to the same church, had the same youth director, and then our paths kind of split and then kind of came back together. And so we don't have a script at all for this, so we'll see how this goes. But before we begin, I just want to read one piece of scripture that is from, let's see here, 2 Corinthians 12:9, which says, "My grace is sufficient for you, my power is made perfect in weakness." I think that's such a beautiful verse, talking about how God is the one who works through us, through his grace. It's nothing that we do. It's all of what he's done through us. And so I think as we talk about a little bit of our stories up to this point, we want to make that clear that it was not us doing anything, and
oh goodness, no, yeah.
we're just two gals that the Lord saved. So, anyway, Hunter.
Oh boy.
So, tell us about the beginning. Where did we kind of meet at? Where did we meet? Well,
I feel like who knows the first time we actually met.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we grew up going to the same school since elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
And then through middle school and high school, obviously. I feel like our paths probably crossed more starting in middle school into high school.
Yeah.
And then it was, like, kind of mid to late high school when we actually became closer friends.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up going to the same church and youth group. And so that's kind of, I'd say, where we got to, like, know each other and spent a lot more time together in smaller group settings.
yeah. Because we played softball for a year. Lapse of judgment on that one. And so then like, we kind of, because, yeah, we'd see each other at church, and, like, we would go to Sunday school together, but it's kind of like, I don't really know her, but, like, we're in the same place all the time. And then, sorry, I didn't mean to
No, it's okay.
over.
No, you go.
But then, yeah, it was late high school. I was going to be a junior, and she was going to be a senior. I think we were just finishing up our sophomore and junior year. And there was a youth convention, and we were kind of both like, are you going to go? Like, I'll go if you go.
Like, every week for probably 2 months, I feel
Yes!
like we'd be like, are you going to go? Like, I'm thinking about signing up, but, like,
Yeah.
are you going to go? Because I was not going to go by myself.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, and we, like we'd been around each other enough, but, like, we weren't, I feel like we're more acquaintances at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we finally both ended up signing up for that youth camp. I don't know if our youth pastor was like, I'm signing girls up, or if we both did it together.
I don't remember.
So we went to that youth camp summer 2016. That's crazy.
That's
That was
many years
so
ago.
long
We're
ago.
getting old.
That was literally 6 years ago.
About to be 7. Okay.
Okay, anyway. So, this camp was 9 hours away from us.
Yeah, pretty far.
And so we drove down there with my mom, and we literally slept the entire way there. And then
I remember you taking, like, melatonin and just passing out. And I was like, okay.
So we slept all the way there, and then we're little social awkward girls, and, like, our youth pastor was trying so hard to make us have friends there.
Jokes, yeah. That didn't really happen.
It was really traumatic. He tried to make us play ultimate frisbee, which is, like, a big thing in the church denomination that we grew up in. And
But, like, not, like, we didn't grow up really playing that.
no, I had no
So we
idea
had,
what it was.
like, we were, like, ducking, like, we didn't want to catch the frisbee. I don't think I could catch it if I tried.
No, and I started having a panic attack on the field. It was bad. It was so bad. Our youth director, our youth pastor was like, "Oh, I feel
It's
so
like,
bad."
never mind.
I know, never mind. Just go back to your room. So anyway, the whole week we spent together, and we realized how similar we were, and literally within that week we became best friends. Like, I don't know how to put it other than that.
It's just like, yeah, we just clicked. And
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
We're done for. I don't know.
Exactly. And from then on, like, we were just, like, best friends. And on our way back to our home from that camp, that was, like, the funniest ride of my entire life. I don't know if you would say the same.
Oh, yeah.
We were so just, like, I think we were so sleep deprived and delusional. Then my youth pastor didn't ride with us there, but he rode back with us. And we were talking the entire time.
Oh
we
my
were
goodness.
laughing, crying. We went into, like, was it a Taco Bell?
Taco
John's. And this guy, what did he say?
He's like, can I get a quesadilla?
A quesadilla. And we were so sleep deprived everyone thought it was like the funniest thing they'd ever heard. I didn't actually hear it.
Well, we were laughing so hard.
Did you go into
like,
the men's bathroom?
I ran to the men's bathroom. Your mom like ran outside.
Yeah,
She was like
my mom was gonna
completely
pee her
over it.
pants. Yeah,
Not
a
okay.
quesadilla. And so,
just bonding.
yeah, bonding. You know
Yeah.
how it is. And so she was going into her senior year. I was going into my junior year. And then that year we hung out a lot, but we never hung out at our houses. We always like drove around or went to like sporting events or
Yeah, I
things.
guess.
And so then,
And we helped with the youth group together.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that was,
we did.
That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so she was a senior, I was a junior, and our youth pastor, Jordan, we talked about him before. So Jordan was our youth pastor, and he asked us if we'd, I don't know, if we're youth mentors or just helpers at the middle
We
school
hung
Bible
out
study.
with the kids. It was
Yeah,
fun.
just hung out with
Yeah.
the youths. And so we do that every Thursday together, and what else? Yeah, we did that. And then Hunter went off to college, and I was so sad. But okay, we were both young at this point, and so I remember thinking, like, Hunter, I know that we're gonna be roommates one day. Like, I just know it. Which is, like, how do I know that? I don't. I was just, like, getting in the feels, I think. I was like, we're gonna be roommates. Like, we're gonna be back together. And at that point, I was trying to convince her to go to Bible school, the school that I went to. And I was like, I think, like, that's where we're gonna be roommates. We're gonna be roommates at Bible school. Just crazy stuff. And also, we were cringy.
Why are you bringing that up?
Hunter the other day sent me a bunch of screenshots from our Snapchat accounts. Like
2015, 2016.
yeah, it was bad. I wish I would never have said those things. It was cringy. I don't know how we're friends.
Why did we save them in the chat though? Like
I
those
know.
could have disappeared after instantly.
Yeah.
But we had to save them.
Yeah, that was not.
Mhm.
Anyway.
We won't get into that now.
Yeah, well, that's a little trauma. So anyway, you go to college. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in our hometown. You come back sometimes. I think I went there. I don't know if I did when I was a senior, but
I feel like you did once.
did I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't know. Your
that's a
family's
big
there
girl
for a
trip.
football game or something.
Yep, you're right. Yep, I came there for that. And so we continued being friends. We never really lost touch. It was just like different. We'd call and whatever. And then I went off to college the next year, and I went to college 4 hours from her, and continued doing things throughout that year. I feel like your
I
freshman.
think I came and visited you
Yep.
maybe like once a year.
You were
but
there
then-
twice.
Okay, twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Were you gonna say anything?
No, yeah, that was all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so her and then another girl, she came one time, and then her and another girl came for my birthday. And then summer 2019 rolls around, and Hunter and I both have ministry opportunities for the summer. So she goes to the East Coast. East Coast for how long?
I mean the whole summer.
The
I
whole
guess.
summer.
Yeah.
And then I did a traveling summer team, so I taught VBS, and your ministry was mostly what?
Like street evangelism?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we were both doing ministry that summer, and I remember before I went on my trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 weeks or whatever.
Extended.
She called me, and we talked, and we had such a great conversation. It was so cool. I think throughout the summer we probably talked more about our ministry, what we did that summer and whatnot. But I think that year was really when, I know for me, I really started growing that summer. I don't know
Mhm.
about you. Actually, I do know about you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so when she came back, I think I was the second to come back. Yeah.
I think so.
It was like a week apart. And so we ended up going to a conference with Sarah, who's been on our podcast. And Hunter and I were in the car together for we were 4 hours there, 4 hours back, and then plus more. But
Yeah.
we got to talk that entire time about what we'd learned. And I remember talking to Hunter about how her faith and her stance on the Bible had drastically shifted for the better. She came back so zealous for the Lord and so assured of what she believed. That's what I remember of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd say the same.
No, I think so too. I think it was just I got to spend a lot more dedicated time in the Word,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, things were just solidified, and I don't know. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would say a pivotal point
Yeah.
for me, and then yeah, we just got to talk a lot about then what you experienced that same summer
Yeah.
as well.
Mm-hmm. Which was so good. It's so cool to see our friendship morph from these little high schoolers, middle school, high schoolers, to these girls in college who the Lord had just done a work in. And so I look back with that so much fondness, and I kind of sometimes I laugh about it because we were so young. Like,
Yeah,
what,
it's,
18
like,
and
kinda
19?
naive
Yeah,
and, like,
19 and 20.
yeah.
Rose-colored glasses, maybe.
yeah.
I don't know. But also not. I don't know. It was a cute time. But
Oh, yeah.
the next year, we were back at school, 4 hours apart, continued our friendship. I think I came and stayed with you quite a few times on the way back and forth.
Uh-huh.
But then I was done with Bible school. It was just a 2-year program, and she was in the town that I was going to go to school in. We went to the same school. And so on my way back to the cities one day for class before I was done with school, she's like, would you, like, want to, like, room with me? And I was like, yes! And so we got that set up, and I actually got to live with Hunter for 2 years.
Oh, it was so fun.
It was so... What, just a wild...
2 years. I don't know.
Yeah, it was just... It's so funny. And during that time, we both had kind of some different ministry opportunities, I guess. So in college, what were some things that you were involved in?
Yeah, so I guess I was involved in crew, and then, like, once I got connected to my church, I feel like I got plugged in pretty well there. So, like, started attending a community group. There's just a lot of crossover with, like, people in between the two different groups, but yeah.
Yeah. So she was involved with her church. I was involved in my church. I didn't do any campus ministries like Hunter did. Hunter has a great work ethic. She is dedicated to the craft of anything. This girl is busier. She's so busy, and I just love Hunter.
Oh, Ashley.
So
don't make me weep.
You know how it is. I helped out with middle school Bible study not middle school Bible study. I mean, I did, but that was in high school. I helped out at a youth group when I was in the cities, and then when I moved to where we both lived. And so it was always so fun. Like, we'd come back from our respective things, and we'd meet up and talk about what we just, like, learned about, or the things that God was teaching us. So it was so cool. It was always, like, we always just had such a nice place to go back to. That was just, like, it was so awesome. It was just such a blessing to live with Hunter, and I think a lot of times we'd go out on the couches at night, and we'd just, like, start talking. We'd have, like, hour conversations on, what, like, things about the Bible, things about life. I don't know. It was so cool. Do you have to add anything to that?
I feel like I could add a lot, but I'll keep it brief. But no, I just think that, like, us ending up living together and just how that worked out was, like, such a gift from God, because I think that was, like, just such a sweet time. And yeah, for us to, like, have each other through the busyness of school and work and just, like, navigating life things, like, I don't know, to have you, Ashley is so good at always pointing me back to scripture and truth, and she's just a little encourager. So I'm just grateful for her friendship.
Hunter's the wisest girl you'll ever meet in your life. She, like, I'll be trying to explain something to her, and she'll just, like, come back with the most articulate thing, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but you said it like a straight-up theologian.
No, but don't put me on the spot to say anything.
It's the spirit. But yeah, it's been so cool. I love our friendship, and it's, like, now we don't live together anymore.
Rip.
And the Lord's, like, brought us to different places. We live an hour apart. It's not that big of a deal.
I don't know. It's kind of across the globe, if you ask me.
Yeah, for real. So I was traveling for school, and I was staying with her, but then I got mononucleosis, so then I couldn't stay with her. So, yeah, I didn't get to see her as much this semester as I wanted to. Who gets mono right after they get married? Anyway, I still can't get over that one. Anyway, she's coming up to where I live soon, and we're gonna have a girls' weekend and kick my husband to the couch. Just kidding. Love you, Micah. Hunter, what has God been doing in your life right now?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I feel like I've just gone through a transition of a lot of change, and so kind of settling into, like, new routines and just some new people and becoming familiar with them, I guess, if that makes sense, and trying to find healthy rhythms in those. But I guess just through the changes of recently, I mean, like, getting new roommates, and after Ashley here got married, and so moving across town, ended up getting a different job kind of unexpectedly, and being in a different community group at church now, it was just a lot of change all at
Mhm.
once, and it kind of shook me a little more than I like would have expected, because I wasn't expecting. Well, I was expecting her to get married and get
Yeah.
back out of town, but yeah. So just I think God showed me just a lot about Himself and His sovereignty over my life, and just having to trust in Him, even though I didn't understand. Like, it sounds so cliche, but it's
No.
one of those things that it's like beforehand I'd experienced it, and I would have said those things are true, but I think when you go through it, it's like you have to just learn it over. I don't want to say in a new way, but you just like learn it in a more real, applicable way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but again, just grateful to God and His goodness to me, and yeah, even just some new blessings in this season. But what was your original question? What have I been learning?
Yeah. No, that was good.
Oh goodness, yeah. So I guess that, and just I guess learning to cling to His truth more, which I think will only continue to happen as we get older and life brings about new changes. It's like you leave high school and you go to college, and that's a lot of change, and just kind of learning new routines and people there. And I think it only happens more into adulthood, which I'm kind of like, oh goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
But
like, we're in our 20s, which is the most like transitional period of life usually.
yeah. So, but yeah, it's been good. It's been a lot of learning, getting over just being comfortable too, which is a good thing, to not always be comfortable.
Yeah.
But
it's hard, but it's good.
It's hard, but it's good.
So another thing that I forgot to say, this is just a funny story. So like 3 weeks before my wedding, we were basically homeless.
Oh
because
yeah,
we're in between.
Small detail.
we were in between living places. So my husband had our apartment, or my then fiance, but I wasn't living there because we didn't live together until we were married. Anyway, and then Hunter's apartment was not gonna be ready till September, and so she was homeless for a while. But we figured out that in the was it the 3 weeks? It was either the 3 weeks or the month that we were homeless. We had collectively, was it each stayed in 10 or 10 together? I don't know.
It might have been each.
I think it was.
I don't remember, but it was.
I think it was 10
places.
each. Yes, we had each stayed in 10 different places from the time that we had to leave our apartment to the time Hunter got her apartment. That's what it was.
Yes.
And so we were just like, this is so funny. So that whole,
it was just wild.
It was that whole 3 weeks before my wedding was just chaos. It was so
so much packing in and out of our cars. I had all of my shoes were in the trunk of my car. I would show up to work, open my trunk, pull out a new pair of shoes. It was just wild.
It was so funny. We were so blessed though. So many of our friends, both sides of our friends, had opened up their homes. They're like, yeah, just stay here. And one of my classmates, she lived in a house and no one was living there yet, and she's like, yeah, just stay in my room, use whatever you want. And we were like, what a blessing. The Lord, so provided for us. So that was just a tangent.
Yeah.
I think 2022, looking back at it, now that I've finally, caught my breath, I'm like, oh, there was actually, a ton of changes this year.
I mean, you got married.
Yeah. Well,
and
exactly.
moved to a new town and...
Exactly.
All of that, yeah.
Yeah. Planned a wedding, got engaged, planned a wedding, did school, worked, moved... a lot. Yeah, I was homeless, But it's just I think the Lord is teaching me that He's the only steadiness in my life, which is great. And I think I've also been really distracted this year with all the good things that He's placed in my life. But I've realized that I need to come back to Him, and I've honestly, my devos have suffered and my prayer life have suffered. And so in the midst of these blessings, I need to learn to cling to God's word and rely on Him, because in the good times and the bad, I need Him. It doesn't matter when. I need Him always. And so I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens next for us. We'll have to do a follow-up episode in a couple of years when we're both have 20 children and and are living in a homestead, and
ideally, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
I don't know. I mean, I think what you said, I feel like you've been learning, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, I feel like throughout the years, these things have always kind of lined up for us. Like,
Yes.
even when, like, I was in college and you were in Bible school, like, we would call and just be like, oh my goodness, I have just, like, been going through this. I feel like I'm really learning this right now. Like, this is just kind of the season of my life where I am learning XYZ
Yes.
about God, or, like...
And it was always the same. Like, we'd be like, oh, no one is going through this. And then we'd bring it up to each other, and we're like, are you joking? I've been going through the same thing. So, like, that was, like, consistent, and it still is.
So...
Which is, like, that's been so cool. Our friendship has been one of the biggest blessings, I think, in my life ever. And, yeah. I don't know.
Stop, I'm gonna
We're gonna
cry.
cry
What?
in the club. But,
Yeah. No. Yeah, I just think it's just, like, so cool how God has just, like, taken us, these two small town girls, and, like, our stories are pretty similar, and then over time, like, through moving and you getting married and, like, different jobs and school and all of that, like, there has been a lot going on, but, like, he's just had you in my life to be such a good friend to me, Ashley, so grateful for you.
To you. I'm grateful for you too, Hunter Girl. Well, that's all for now.
Oh, gosh.
Expect to see Hunter in some more upcoming episodes. Until next time, I hope you have a great day. Hunter Girl, thanks for being on. Thanks for being my
having me.
friend. Talk at you next time.